now that that's taken care of.
Yeah, you guys don't know what has been taken care of.
I'm going to go ahead and start this. 30 minutes starting now for the Curtis segment.
You'll all know what that means in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Or now, if we tell them.
Now.
If we decide to tell them.
Do we tell them?
I don't know. You want to tell them?
I don't know. It's kind of exciting. So for those of you that are watching, and those of you that are in the know and have been listening for a little while, you know that we have a gumball machine that we have affectionately named Curtis Clear Channel.
Or Curtis.
Yeah, just
Curtis for short.
And so if you're watching, you can see him standing front and center here in front of our little table. If you're listening, well, I guess you can't see it.
There's a gumball machine standing in front of our little table.
No, if you listen close enough, you might be able to hear him breathe.
Yeah. That's him.
And so in roughly 29 minutes, we're going to unscrew the top and we're going to dig around inside Curtis's dome here and we're going to pull out a little gumball. And if you're watching, if you're not watching, it doesn't matter. There are colored gumballs in here. Red, yellow, and blue are the colors that we have so far. And you'll figure out what those are as we go. We know, I don't know, it's kind of fun to keep it as a surprise. They'll pick up on it.
So I know the concept. I don't even know what one of the colors means. Like what type of, what content is in the red ball. However, you have made all of these. I don't know any of them. I don't know what any of the little pieces of paper say on them whatsoever. Maybe one.
Yeah.
I know what one, possibly two. But other than that, it's going to be a complete surprise for me.
You'll find out, I know, but it's still going to be a surprise when I pull it out of there.
So since there's two segments, will I go and then you go?
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Okay.
That way, I don't know, or we could do one segment. We could both pull in the middle. I don't know.
Okay.
Like, however we want to do it.
I dig it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I just figured we at least both pull one gumball an episode.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we could throw them back in there, I guess, after we, like we pull it out and then we're like, oh, okay, and then we can set it aside and then we can refill it later once we get low.
And we can continuously add to it.
Yeah, exactly. So right now it is extremely low because I was throwing this together before the episode. Seriously, like moments before I hit record, I threw in a gumball, or a capsule, I guess. I guess they're not technically gumball. I'm going to call it gumballs.
Yeah, they look like little gumballs.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Okay, so all of you in the Twitterverse, Instagram land that are watching right now, or on YouTube, whatever, comment below or tweet or slide into our DMs.
Give us challenges, questions that your burning heart may desire. Or, I don't know, what else could they submit? Like what else can we put in this gumball? Just give us ideas to put in this gumball machine.
A joke. Give us a joke. Whatever.
That'd be cool.
And then we'll pull it out, and we'll maybe even give the submitter
a shout out.
A shout out. And there you go. We'll even give you credit.
Yeah. And speaking of shit outs, Gary Bankston,
thank you.
Thank you for these nice, comfortable chairs. This is a nice ass chair for my nice ass.
Exactly. My spine has never been more erect because of the posture I've gained from sitting in this chair.
That was powerful, man.
I've got a powerful spine thanks to Gary Bankston.
All right.
We got that in there.
Would you say we hit this intro, maybe? You want to do it?
I think you should do it.
All right, let's do it.
I dare you.
Do you?
I double dog dare you.
Hey.
Salutations, good people. Welcome to the CS Podcast, where we create stuff, or if you're Trey,
create shit.
And today, we've got our hands full with a beach.
I was going to say, this beautiful land.
We just touched hands.
We did touch hands. We're used to that.
You want to do it again? You want to do it again?
Touch hands? So we're out here on the beach.
Yep.
And we figured we'd cut this intro for you since, we were going to cut an actual episode, but we just haven't had the time.
Probably enough of that.
Yeah, that's probably enough of that.
Yep.
So without further ado, I guess back to us.
Yeah, back to us and our brick wall.
All right, take it away, future us.
What?
Never mind.
Okay.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. I was referencing The Wizard of Oz.
Oh. I just felt like circus music.
Okay. That's the famous quote, though, from The Wizard of Oz. Like, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard that quote. I didn't realize it was from The Wizard of Oz. I can't tell you the last time I watched The Wizard of Oz. Like, it's been a while.
I couldn't either, but I do remember that quote. Too bad you didn't.
Yeah, well,
we normally ebb and flow pretty well.
not today.
Not today.
Still
people.
recuperating.
We are. What are we recuperating from, Trey?
So, once upon a time, I took a job. No, so I guess we mentioned it on...
It's only my first one.
Only your first one.
Daddy's home.
So we talked about it, I don't know, last episode. At some point we have talked about it on the podcast that I took a job working for my realtor and I'm shooting video. Well, at the time of this recording, we just got back from Florida yesterday.
We made it yesterday.
Yeah, like last night.
Last night. It was like 11. It was like quarter till 12.
Yeah, it was close. It was pushing
almost
into
today.
Yeah, real close. But yeah, so we, my wife and I and Nora, and then you, tagged along as well.
My name's Josh.
Josh, yeah, Joshua. Well, we drove down to Florida. Well, Morgan drove down to Florida. We tagged along and
we sure did.
Gave her a hard time the whole way.
Tagged along is an understatement.
Yeah. So we went down to Key West. For those of you that do not know, Key West is the southernmost point of the United States. It's right down there. Like you get to the end of Florida.
It's the tip of the devil's wiener.
Yeah. Yeah. And you get down there, you get to the end of the wiener, and then there's like a little bridge that goes out to all the little splattered islands out there.
All of the Keiths.
All the Keiths.
Oh, the inside jokes that were made on this trip are actually endless.
And they're all names.
They're all names. So, at one point, while... I don't know if Trey was sleeping or not, but Morgan...
I was in and out.
You were in and out. And Morgan and I had decided to... every time we said key, we would change it to Keith.
Yeah.
Well, you said the word key, and I don't know why.
You thought I said Keith.
It kind of sounded like Keith, like a TH at the end of all that.
Yeah.
Or how you would actually spell Keith.
Yeah.
Not the way I just said it.
Keyth.
Keith. So we were in Keith West. Which
Keith Largo.
Keith Largo.
Duck Keith.
Duck Keith. Which to me sounds like a country singer, Keith West.
Yeah, Keith. That's what started it, because I said Key West and you thought I said Keith West.
And I was like, that sounds like a great name for a country singer.
It'd be like Kanye if ever he was like a country singer.
Yeah. Or if Kanye was white, he might be Keith. That's fair to say.
Keith West.
Keith West.
So, make it down there. It's supposed to be a 13-hour drive. It took us, 20 hours to get down there?
21.
21?
I wasn't keeping count, but
you weren't keeping count?
keeping count, keeping track. I'm still recovering.
Yeah, same.
We had to come back.
Yeah.
It took 2 days to come back, if we're being honest. We'll break all this down for you over the course of this podcast and over the course of probably the next couple podcasts.
Yeah. So, needless to say, we are still recuperating from this easily, 40, 45 hours in a car?
Yeah, easily.
But yeah, so bear with us as we get back in the groove of things and get back on track. Do we have a? So we're gonna try and mix things up, do it a little bit differently. Do we have a content creator?
We do. This episode? We do.
We're gonna tease them. Give them a little tease.
We're gonna tease it up. This gentleman does not know that we are going to feature him. Nope. As well, most of them don't.
Yeah.
But he's somebody that I've admired how he handles his presence on social media and Twitch.
Okay.
This guy probably doesn't know who I am, but on Twitter he is MikeyPerk, and I believe that would be his Twitch handle as well.
Okay.
Is MikeyPerk. and we'll get into what he does and who he is on social media. And it's mainly, I'm going to talk about his presence rather than his content. You can check his content out for yourself, but I've watched his numbers go from a respectable amount, and I've just watched it grow over the past, I don't know, year and a half. I've been keeping up with him, and which, when he watches this, he's going to be like, man, it's kind of creepy. He's been watching me? But he just always pops up on my timeline, or my feed, should I say, and I've just admired it. He's very inspirational tweets, very engaging with his audience, and if you're a content creator, I believe you could take notes from this gentleman, because in my opinion, he's doing it right.
And we'll put a pin there. That's a good cliffhanger. What was that? What is it that you said earlier?
I've said a lot of stuff earlier.
The cliffhanger about cliffhangers.
Oh,
yeah. While I was editing.
How was it put? The crazy thing about cliffhangers.
What?
So if you'll notice, we have new equipment. We've got, like, if you're watching us.
Yeah, if you're watching. Or they could probably hear it. I would hope that they could hear it. It sounds a little bit different, a little better.
Right. So I was away from our recording/shooting station for a few hours. I come back, and this is set up.
Yeah.
We have new mics that you installed.
Yep. Installed as a stretch.
Installed as a stretch?
Yeah, I mean, I screwed them onto the table, like,
and plugged them in.
And plugged them in. Yeah, I don't know if I'd go so far as installed them, but I set them up.
Well, it's a step up from having our little Blue Yeti mics.
And then we went to my my AKG, just the standard standalone mic in the middle, which sounded good.
We shared it,
but I don't know. I like having a microphone for each of us, like in front of us. Like,
exactly. I can adjust.
And we can adjust them.
Yeah.
With our Yetis, they were just on their little stand, and we could move them up or down.
Mm-hmm.
They could pivot. Pivot.
You don't watch Friends, so you.
Nope.
Gosh.
Nope.
Anyways, somebody in the comments roast him for not knowing what pivot means.
I mean, I know I understand that reference more than I did the fucking Wizard of Oz reference.
Gosh, he gets a Ross Geller quote before he gets Wizard of Oz. We are dealing with somebody special here, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I mean, my mama always said I'm special.
Yep.
I'm a unique individual.
Unique New York.
So what are we getting into today?
So there is so much stuff we can talk about.
Okay.
It's tough to choose. We could talk about anything from our trip.
Yeah.
Or anything current. Like our trip.
Dude, there's so what I'm getting, what I'm gathering from you is we're going to talk about our trip.
I feel like that has to be done. So
one of my favorite parts of this trip, it wasn't in the moment.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think you know what I'm getting at here. It was on the trip down.
Okay.
It was on the drive down.
Okay.
And we made a pit stop.
Okay.
Just a couple of little pit stops at just a random place called, I don't know, the Everglades.
Oh. Oh my goodness.
So it was what, like 10 o'clock? It may have been later.
It was
9 or 10.
It was between 10 and 11 because I remember leaving this particular stop and looking at the time and being like, oh my gosh, it's almost 12. We'll be there at about 12 because we've got about an hour. Yeah, between like 10 and 11.
So we're driving through the Everglades. Don't really know that it's the Everglades at first. I think we brought it up on GPS or something. Go, oh, okay, we're in the Everglades.
Highway 41.
Yeah, and Morgan is like, I've never seen the Everglades. What does it look like? Because it's pitch black out. I mean, if you've never been in the Everglades, there's nothing. Like, as far as like lights, civilization.
For a long time.
Yeah. Well, that's because it's a national park.
Yeah.
And so she goes, I want to see the Everglades. I don't know why you couldn't look out the window and see it enough there. Maybe we could make a trip back. But she decides to pull over off the road.
She wanted to remove the barrier of the car and her from the Everglades.
Yeah.
She wanted to get out and experience it.
Now, for those of you that do not know, the Everglades is home to gators, panthers, flying foxes.
There are literally signs for panther crossing.
Yeah.
And as soon as I saw that, I thought, Toto, we're not in Kansas anymore. We're in panther country.
Yeah.
And gator country.
And so you two decide that you just want to go on a little adventure through the Everglades.
Well, see, I'm about to say something that was repeated multiple times throughout this trip. And I'll probably say it multiple times on this podcast for a long time until it stops being that way. But when Morgan looked at me and said, do you want to get out with me and go check out, I don't know, the sides of the road, the Everglades, see what it is? I said, you know what? Normally I wouldn't, but right now, I'm in a weird place in my life.
That was the theme of this trip, is I'm in a weird place in my life right now. Yeah, I may as well.
I might as well. There was so many things. Ryan, if you're watching right now, I went with Ryan and Emily. You'll get to know them soon enough.
Yep.
To look at a house, and we found a very creepy stairwell, kind of hidden.
Yeah.
And Ryan goes, "I'm not going up there. That's creepy." Emily says, "I'm never stepping foot on these steps to go up to that door that's cracked open."
Yeah.
And I go, I'm in a weird place in my life. I'll go. That's where it started, and it continued.
It's just kind of spiraled.
It has spiraled.
So, from my point of view, I'm in the back seat with Nora. I don't remember if she was asleep or not. I think she was asleep. And you and Morgan get out. And so I'm waiting. And it couldn't have been more than 2 minutes past. And all I hear is footsteps going. And I hear, "Oh, fuck." And Morgan hops in the car. And then about 10 seconds later, you're behind her and you hop in too. So I know what happened, but what happened?
So what happened was, we get out, we look on the side of the right side of the road, nothing's really there. We look to the left, and there's a guardrail. And I see guardrail, and I think, all right, I want to step over this guardrail. On the right side, it's no fun because there's no guardrail. There's no barrier to cross. So it's too easy. Let's go over the guardrail. Well, Morgan's on the protected side of the guardrail, like just civilization. And she's looking, and I look, and I see water. Like, it's dark, but the moon was barely bouncing off of this little body of water.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, let's check the water out. So I get my phone out to cut the flashlight on. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm doing that as I'm stepping over the guardrail, and to quote Morgan, "Do you want to die?" Like, as if to say, what are you doing? So
I love that it took to the point. It's not getting out in the Everglades going, "Do you want to die?" It's crossing the guardrail that's the threshold.
Right. Right. So I step over the guardrail right after she goes, "Do you want to die?" And I'm like, "It'll be fine. There's water." Like, I had at least 10 steps before I would have walked off of this little drop down and had fallen into the water. But I can clearly see, and I'm good. So I pull out my phone, and on a phone, all you have to do is press the little flashlight icon.
Yeah.
And that's it. I no more got my phone out. I don't even know that my thumb hit the button. And over to the right of me a little bit, I hear a massive splash that no small fish could have made. It sounded like someone had picked up a giant rock, a heavy rock, walked over to a body of water and dropped it.
Yeah.
The only thing that would have been lurking in those waters heavy enough would have had to have been a gator.
Oh, yeah.
So, and if you pull up YouTube videos of the Everglades, Highway 41, whatever, you're going to see that it is littered and riddled with alligators.
Yeah. It's a wonder we didn't, see one, just in the road.
Yeah. I mean, I guess they live there, so they know not to go towards the road. I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, you've got gators that wandered downtown Miami or something. You know what I'm saying?
There's probably a dumb one randomly that just, what's that? And gets ran over. So I hear this kadoosh, and neither one of us say a word. I just hear Morgan make kind of a noise. Like I'm gone. So she is running. I've never seen Morgan run.
I haven't either.
Well, she's good at it.
That's good.
Spoiler alert, she's good at it. She was gone. I'm like hopping over the guardrail. At the time, I wasn't as freaked out as I would be 5 minutes later thinking about what just happened, because it was far enough away that I'm like, all right, I can get back to the car before whatever this is has a chance.
You.
Yeah, and also in my head, it was the sound of splashing.
Yeah.
So whatever that was is currently in the water. It wasn't the sound of something getting out of the water. It was something going in the water.
Yeah.
So at the time, I'm like, okay, I'm good. But it's time to go.
Yeah.
I got to start moving now.
Unless it like flicked its tail. It was just chilling on the land, just flap.
Well, see,
like
and
a
then
beaver or something.
Like a beaver.
Yeah.
Really angry beaver. The Angry Beavers.
Angry
that was
Beavers.
a good show. Daggett.
Norbert. Norbert.
Angry Beavers. I want an Angry Beavers t-shirt.
My buddy Mannion has an Angry Beavers t-shirt.
Of course Mannion has an Angry Beavers t-shirt. So we get back to the car, and me and Morgan just, I don't even know that we had words. It was just...
She just drove.
5 minutes. Yeah. We were both just like, for 5 minutes, oh my God, holy crap. You're like, what happened?
Yeah.
Like, talk to me, guys.
And so what happened? Like 6 minutes later, you guys are like, you want to stop again?
Let's do it again.
What?
It was weird. It's like, you hear about people that are adrenaline junkies.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'm necessarily an adrenaline junkie.
You're just in a weird place in your life.
I'm in a weird place in my life right now. So when she was like, I want to stop again, I want to see more, like, she wanted more of a clearing. She wanted less.
Yeah.
She wanted less of an obstruction on the side of the road. Like, there's some trees and bushes that were higher up than others.
Yeah.
And, some spaces that were just completely cleared out and you could see for a long ways. If it was lit up by the moon. So we stop again. We get out, and now I'm on edge. Now it's even more exciting.
Yeah.
And again, this is normally not how I behave, but at a weird place in my life. So we walk across the street, and it's like we don't even hit the grass yet. And it is so quiet out there. You can hear a pin drop because there's a car would pass by maybe every 3 minutes, 4 minutes.
Yeah, like there were. I mean, I guess with the time, because it was later. Like, nobody was really driving the road.
Right. So we get over to the edge of the other side of the highway, and I hear something move in the trees. Like, it wasn't something falling. Something moved.
Yeah.
And we immediately turned around and ran back. And I thought, okay, that's got to be it. Like, we were not meant to step foot outside of this car. So another 7 minutes later, we stop again. And we don't hear anything this time. We don't see anything. But there really wasn't anything to do other than start walking out in the middle of these fields, which now there's like tall grass at the point of where we were at.
Yeah.
And all I could think about was a panther. I'm sorry, I just spit on you.
Ugh. No, I'm just kidding. It's okay.
Good way to play it off, like you didn't, like you're not gonna put that in a vial later and try to recreate a new Josh.
just a little baby Josh.
Little baby Josh, just
little tiny Josh. I create like a Honey I Shrunk the Kids version of you.
Right. And that will be episode 100 of Create Stuff. I created another Josh.
You just on this. Salutations, good people. This is Scottish puppy.
This squish puppy. Oh man. Okay, we'll call him Little Joshua.
Little Joshua.
He'll just sit on top of the mic. He'll just sit right here. He'll have a tiny little protein cookie. Or I'll break off crumbs from my protein cookies and feed him crumbs.
Just don't feed him too much. He just shits all over the mic.
Do we sidetrack on that story?
I'm in a weird place.
I'm in a weird place in my life. I'm in a weird place in the story. So we go from me almost dying in the Everglades, getting eaten by an alligator,
to you shitting out protein cookies. I mean, I guess they go hand in hand. I probably would have two if I could 2 feet from a gator. What gets me about the Everglades too is it's a big ass swamp. And you guys, and that'd be like walking up to the Gators' house and be like, "Can I come in?" And then kicking the door down and then being like, "Oh fuck,
Oh, there's a gator, and I'm not welcome." What?
He's got a panther chilling on his couch. And he looks at you and you're just like, "Oh no!" Like
licking his lips. I didn't think this would happen.
Yeah,
right.
He's over here. Panther's like DoorDash. Like,
oh, please stay for dinner.
I think that's my favorite part. Every time I think about this story, I'm like, we were in Gator country. Like we were in their living room, and you guys are like, "We're gonna walk around.
Let's go poke it."
I can't say anything.
Yeah.
I can't see at all.
No. Oh man, we'll save the protein cookie story for later.
Okay.
If you guys want to know, we'll disclose it. Earlier if we forget about it.
So from the Everglades, we move down. We start making our way down towards the Keys. I don't remember anything like super exciting happening. Like in my head for the trip, they're like two big highlights.
Okay.
Everglades being one of them, and another one being on the way back. As far as while we're in the car, those are two big events.
Oh, so okay.
Yeah. But other than that, everything it was just nonstop, just ignorance. I think is the best way to put it.
Yeah, or brilliance.
Brilliance. Yeah.
I mean, the amount of puns, inside jokes that were created.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll be talking about that trip for a really long time.
You know what? I have to thank Morgan for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're like I think it would have been different if it was just you and I, or you know what I mean? Like
we would have went down.
Yeah.
We might have stopped twice to use the bathroom.
Yeah.
And that would have been it.
But instead we stopped and spent like an hour and a half at a Target, which we filmed the TikTok.
We got content out of it.
Which I have yet to put together. As of this recording, I don't know, by the time this releases, I'm sure that video will be live.
Right.
But yeah, we got a TikTok video out of it, a couple of TikTok videos. I'd say all in all, a very successful trip.
I think so too. We definitely made some memories. With all of the stops, we had Whataburger for the first time.
Yeah,
and that's on video.
Yep,
we got our reactions on that.
I mean, it was. You can watch the video, see what we think.
Yeah, you'll get our reviews. Yeah. And by how many times Trey just shrugged his shoulders.
Yeah, that pretty much sums it up.
That sums it up. That's about all I can say about it. But we'll let you watch the video.
And our Whataburger fans just dropped off.
Mm-hmm. We just lost so many people. But you in and out guys.
I went to go reach my hand up and smack them. I was just as confused. That's one for the video people, because the audio people are just going to hear.
I'm over here worrying about gators. You got to watch out for that pop filter, man.
It's like I just walked up in his house and was like, "Oh, there's a pop filter."
Did you hear
that? You okay?
Yeah, I'm much better.
Much better.
Let me see if I can get the.
That was part of the ride too. You just
my
randomly
neck pops.
Yeah.
Just check on Josh. Is he dead? Nope. Just pop my neck.
No, just.
I'm that unhealthy chiropractically.
Yeah.
That my neck sounds like a gun going off.
A little bit
every time,
or like a twig snapping.
Yeah. So this double bubble is still left over from last time.
I took a piece while I was setting everything up.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I did it earlier. I was in here setting up, and I was like, I could use this.
I can use this right now. It's here.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Good stuff.
Josh, you know what a coctopus is?
I do now. Thanks to this trip we went on.
It's the first time I've ever heard my wife say coctopussy.
Cool. Yeah. Morgan, her mouth is pretty clean.
Yeah.
And she said, "I can't believe you bought that." And then she said what you just said, and I was like, "Oh no."
Yeah. Oh.
Like,
stop.
Stop, Morgan.
Stop it.
Stop.
That is for a content creator for a future episode.
Yeah.
Just because we kind of wanted to, I don't know,
take all of the elements of this trip and break it up and let you guys enjoy it, not just in one episode.
Just stuff it all in. You guys don't want to hear about our Florida trip for an entire episode, even though we pretty much talked about it for an entire episode, but you know what I mean. So we figured the least we could do is with the content creator. Oh, it just keeps going.
Keeps going. And that sound means...
Sorry, I wanted to hear it one more time.
Me too.
I don't know how to turn it off. Crap!
It stopped.
Figured it out.
Okay.
New phone.
New phone.
That sound means...
New phone, who dis?
New phone, who dis? This Curtis, with a Curtis segment.
This is Curtis Clear Channel.
Curtis Clear Channel. So, how are we going to do this?
I guess I'm going to go first.
You're going to go first? Let me open it up for you.
Yep.
You can't look in there. You gotta. I don't. Yeah. So there's that poll here. I haven't really thought through the logistics. All right. Let's see what he got.
All
So
right.
you got a yellow capsule. What does yellow mean? Do you know?
I do not remember what yellow means.
Good, because we never settled on it. I settled on it in my head. So you do not know what yellow means.
So you knew you knew the answer to that question.
Yeah, I was genuinely curious.
Yeah.
To know if you knew.
No, I don't. So what type of what is this? What does yellow mean?
How about you open it and we'll find out?
Okay.
You nervous?
Curious more than nervous.
Your palms sweaty.
Trey spaghetti.
Trey spaghetti. I make some pretty good spaghetti.
You do. You're a pretty good cook. YWR question mark. Would you rather?
Hey, there you go.
Okay.
So they're not all would you rathers in those yellows, just to preface that.
Okay. So I've got a would you rather question.
We'll go ahead and start. Well, I'll pause that. I was going to start the timer again, but we'll wait until after the Curtis segment to start the timer. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to find a would you rather, and we're going to have you answer one. So your yellows are questions. Okay. That's what, if anybody wants to submit a question, you will be placed inside of a yellow capsule and on standby until we require your services, you specifically.
That sounds like some Hunger Games stuff. You will be placed inside of a yellow capsule until your services are needed. Do I throw him back in there, or do we...
We could throw that one back in there just because it can be reused.
Right.
I figured that one
like
we can just keep recycling. Weird place.
It's been a weird place in my life.
Let's see. Ooh, that's a pretty good one. Would you rather have a rewind button or a pause button on your life?
Ooh. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's a head scratcher.
And so I can't answer. I can't answer this because it's your question, your challenge.
Right. And normally in these scenarios, you have a group discussion.
Yeah.
Like you and I have had these questions. We've asked each other, and we both
spent easily like an hour last night on the drive home doing this.
The drive home, and I think last week when we recorded for the podcast, after it was over, we spent
we did.
long time with Morgan talking about these hypothetical questions.
Yeah, throwing out them theticals.
Would I rather have a rewind button or a pause button? Now, the rewind button, since you're kind of the, I don't know,
Dungeon Master
right now.
Yeah.
There we go. I was going to say ringleader. I was going to say judge. I was going to say something else. But
judge, jury, and executioner.
There we go. That's frightening. So, this
hat back on.
Rewind button, I suppose I have the ability to change things. I'm going to rewind.
I assume so, yeah. It would be like
a do-over.
It would be just like going back in time.
So it's rewind. Is it... So I'm thinking VCR.
Yeah.
I can just go back. Like I have to go back. Or can I teleport? Like, can I go back?
Skip back like a chapter.
Skip back. Yeah. Skip back chapters or rewind. And I have to relive everything.
I would say you could do either because it would both be considered rewinding.
Yeah.
You know. I'd give you that. And as far as like length, like I'd give you. I wouldn't put a time limit on it. I wouldn't say that you're limited to... Like, it definitely adds an extra element if I were like, well, you could only rewind up to 2 days.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, that would add kind of a challenge to it, you know? You really kind of have to think, like, do I want to rewind? You have to make that choice, like, well, I can rewind up to 2 days, but once it's past 2 days, it's set in stone.
Yeah. That's interesting because pausing, I've learned that I read a whole book on decision making.
Yeah.
And how the most successful people don't take a lot of time to make their decisions.
Yeah.
They do it, they stick to it, and even if it's the wrong decision, they don't regret it, they just keep moving.
Yeah.
And if it's a bad decision, they just learn from it and move forward and consider that as experience no matter what and keep moving.
So
now,
all of this goes against that. Whether you rewind or pause.
Exactly. That's why I'm in such a conundrum.
Yeah. Well, you think the reason they make a decision to stick with it is because they don't have there isn't time to really dwell on it. Like if you're going and going, but if you could pause and could theoretically take all the time in the world to make a decision, you should always make the right decision.
I think that's why they make the decision so fast, so that you don't spend too much time on it.
Yeah.
Because then you start to overthink.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely guilty, and I consider it a flaw. Well, not all the time. Yeah. In certain situations, I believe it's a flaw to be an overthinker.
Okay.
When I could be spending more time on, how do I put it? Learning from the experience rather than overthinking. And overthinking can just cause so much anxiety, so much stress, unnecessary stress.
Yep.
Now, whatever you decide, you're going in it almost disabled because you're fatigued from the overthinking.
Yeah, I can see that.
I think that's the biggest part of the whole making a decision fast. So pausing, I don't know, but it doesn't have to be with decisions. I could have a pause button for anything.
Spending time with friends, whatever, you know. I mean, you could pause the little moments in life.
So I could be in a social setting and think about a joke, not be able to remember that joke, but think that would be perfect right now. Pause time, Google that joke or research that joke, unpause it. Your comedic timing would be perfect in every situation.
Yep.
But what a chore. What a chore would that be?
But I mean, you got to put in the work to be the greatest, right?
Exactly. You just have more time than everybody.
Now the question is, would Google still work?
Because time would be paused?
Yeah.
Good question. I don't know. Time would be paused, but is Google considered time? Like,
is Google beyond time?
Right.
Google is above that timey-wimey stuff. Like,
yeah. Oh, man. That's a good... so, I don't know. Maybe pause, because I don't know that I want to go back.
Yeah.
We had a long discussion either last night or a week ago about going back and changing things, and...
I think it was a week... It was on the podcast. We talked about it. We talked about this on the podcast.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, going back and changing things, like you're literally giving up the lessons you've learned.
Yeah.
And here in the past 6-7 months, I've learned a lot of lessons in my life. If you know, you know. If not,
you'll know.
Stay tuned. So, yeah, you literally give up all the crap, the bad stuff you went through to learn the lessons. So I don't think I'd want to rewind. I'd want to pause.
Okay.
If I ever had to speak in front of a crowd and I'm up there and I'm going... Would this be right? Would this be the right thing to say? I could be on stage, hit the pause button, think it through, give myself a minute, unpause, and then boom.
It's like, why would you ever be anxious again? Because you have all the time in the world to think through and do whatever needs to be done.
To prepare.
Yeah.
And even when you get on stage and you're like, what was the one thing? Or if you're performing or presenting or whatever it is, you can pause. Sales pitches. If you're in sales and you don't want to flub it up, pause. Get your crap together, unpause, and be the best you. It's definitely a cheat code in life. So I'd say pause.
Okay. Good discussion, man.
I think so.
I'll go ahead and hit this timer again. If I can unlock my phone.
It's a new phone.
It's a new phone. All right.
Cool. Well, that was we get pretty deep.
Yep.
I like.
Good job, Curtis.
Like going deep.
I like going deep. It's one of my favorite things in life.
Well, there you go. So old Curtis, he's made the journey from iHeart
to your house
and
to your house To my house.
to your garage.
Oh, to my garage.
He's been promoted
Yeah.
to upstairs in front of our table, and now he's got a full-time gig on
In
the
front of all these fans.
in front of all these fans on the CS podcast. Good for him.
Lay it on me, Curtis.
He's living his best life.
He is.
He's living his best
Oh,
inanimate
we forgot to put a
object.
coin in it.
Oh,
That was the whole gimmick.
you cheapskate.
Hold on. Yeah, I just picked his brain without paying him.
Penny for his thoughts.
How about a quarter? I'd have laughed if one of these fell out.
Me too.
So if you're wondering why we're reaching into his head and not having him throw one up, it's because the balls don't fit down his throat. I was pretty proud of that one. I'm not gonna lie.
Get your goozle.
A little bit.
He's referring to a gumball machine named Curtis.
Taking balls in his throat. And I pull them out of his mouth.
Just reach in there with or without his permission.
All right. Back to this coctopus. Well, we were interrupted by the Curtis segment.
We sure
That's
were.
the only danger of the Curtis segment is be like deep in conversation and then it's oh, okay, Curtis segment or whatever that. I don't want to double bubble.
Yeah.
So yes, we got this from a creator down in Florida at a flea market. Farmer's market. Flea market? Farmer's market?
Farmer's market.
Farmer's market.
We didn't get into the fleas until we got into Savannah, Georgia.
That's right. Those things, those suckers. Well, actually, I didn't really. I may have gotten bit once.
I opened the door to freaking Savannah, Georgia at this Target that's attached to a mall. Spoiler alert, we went to lots of Targets because
Morgan loves Target.
Morgan has a fetish with Target.
Yeah, she does.
So we opened the door, and I get out, and I'm like, ow. What is that?
Yeah.
Stop it. Ow. And Morgan apparently got, like, eaten up by mosquitoes
Yep.
in Florida.
Yep.
Neither one of... Did you get a mosquito bite whatsoever? I didn't either in Florida. I don't...
I take that. I may have gotten one.
Okay.
But, like, not like she did. Mosquitoes love her.
Right. She, like, her whole left calf was...
Yeah.
Like, you could play connect the dots on her leg of how many mosquito bites she had. We get to Savannah, Georgia, and I open the door, and I'm like, I'm getting attacked by them. That was just weird.
But it was like little gnats or something.
Little
I don't
gnat
know.
thingies. I don't know. It felt like a flea bite.
Yeah.
But what were we at before?
So at this farmer's market,
Farmer's market.
Yeah.
Flea market. Farmer's market.
we ran into this lovely lady, and I guess I don't remember if we ever specified if that was her husband or if it was her boyfriend, her significant other.
Well, they had two kids.
That doesn't mean they're husband and wife.
Well, no, but that doesn't deny the fact that there were two kids
Yeah,
present.
I'm just
Or it doesn't offset
it was,
the fact.
her significant other, and she made art. She made necklaces.
Yep.
She made sun catchers, which I had actually never heard of, but they're super cool. And we actually did an interview with her, a video interview. So you guys will get to look forward to seeing that sometime down the road in a future episode.
Right.
I'm pretty excited about it. I think it turned out really well. She was super cool.
Yeah, and so I didn't think too much of her paintings because it encapsulated my biggest just like I don't know if you say fear.
It's a fear.
It's definitely a fear because they most just freak me out.
It was an octopus tentacle. Or tentacles. It may have been plural.
Oh yeah, there were many.
There were many.
I
He's like,
remember.
I
I remember the colors. I still see them
Well,
in my
that's what
dreams.
drew me to it. It was so vibrant.
Yes, the colors
Oh,
were
man.
amazing,
And-
despite having Satan's
Yeah.
minion on it.
And, like, even my phone doesn't really do it justice. Like, the colors were just so pretty. Like, they
Yeah.
look good on the video, but I'm telling you, they were so much better in real life.
Yeah.
Just on this canvas. And, I mean, it was I don't know if the size gets across in the video, but the canvas was easily, I don't know, like a 3 foot canvas lengthwise. 3.5
I would say
foot,
so. Yeah.
3.5 foot canvas. I mean, it was a decent sized canvas.
Yeah.
And yeah.
It was an
beautiful.
adequate sized canvas.
But yeah, I bought a little painting from her, and
Can we show it?
yeah, I don't know why can't we?
Well, it's definitely not real life,
Yeah.
so it's
I don't
not
know
real
how well.
nudity. And what was the name of this again, Trey?
Oh, well, on the back, let me move this card down so we can read it. Coctopus, acrylic on canvas, 2017. This is number 74 out of 100, by the way. And it's got her signature on the back. So,
We can promote her a little bit right here in
Yeah.
this segment, and then feature her later because
Yeah.
I mean she does good work. Like it's her living.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
and once we explain why she is not only is the
yeah.
art her passion,
We'll get
but
to that.
there is a purpose behind this, and
Yeah.
it's a really freaking cool
It's
purpose.
insane.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that.
What a cool person.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Trey here, and we're going to go ahead and knock out our $5 Amazon gift card segment. So it's just going to be me today, and it looks like we have for today's episode 2 people that have both liked and retweeted our current pinned tweet for episode 5, as well as followed us. And those 2 people are going to be Luigi Leo, which you may remember from last week. He also entered last week, so he's tried again this week. And then we also have Golf Tango Zwu, which is our friend from Germany. So shout out to you guys. I'm going to go ahead and pull up my random number generator here, and then I'm going to get over here at the camera so that we can just make sure that there's no cheating or anything going on. So after pulling from our random number generator, it looks like the number that came up is 1, which is associated with Golf Tango Zwu. So congratulations, Golf, for being this week's $5 Amazon gift card winner. We'll be contacting you tomorrow after this episode goes live today at noon, so be on the lookout for that. But if you want to enter for your chance to win next week, then go ahead and like this episode's pinned tweet. You need to like it, you need to retweet it, and then you need to make sure that you are following us so that we can DM you your prize. We're going to go ahead and kick it, or I'm going to go ahead and kick it back to us. How you been?
I've been good. So started off today. I slept as much as I possibly could.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
One of the last the last thing I ate before I went to sleep was a protein bar and I don't know if you say F-real or Friel is how you would pronounce this type of ice cream. You get them, and there's a point behind me talking about my ice cream. So if any of you have watched me on stream or know me or at all, health and fitness is a large passion of mine. And if you're listening on Spotify or anything that doesn't have video, you are missing out right now because Trey just got bubblegum all in his mustache and his nose. That was
pretty clean. Hey!
It was kind of sensual. We're going to need to zoom in on that and slow-mo it at some point. Make that a TikTok. But,
I'm trying to figure out if I got gum in my stash.
in your little goatee.
My little goatee. What was that you read earlier? If you shave your balls and not your if you shave your balls and not your ass, it's a mullet.
If you shave your pubes but not your butthole, it's a mullet.
I don't know why I love that so much.
There's that noise again that I only get to hear once every blue moon. So we talked about this on the way home. Trey will laugh and make this noise. You just heard it. It's almost like a squeal. It just comes
It's
out.
just a sharp inhale is all it is. Because I'm laughing so hard that I have no air left, and so I have to breathe.
I never know when it's going to happen, though. Normally, you have a fairly normal laugh.
Yeah.
And then every now and then, it's just a. I didn't even do it.
Yeah.
It's your hiccup.
It's like a hiccup.
It's a Trey hiccup.
Yeah.
So whenever it happens, it catches me off guard. It gets my tickle box turned upside down completely. So, what were we talking about? Oh,
Assholes. I mean, if we're being honest.
Butthole mullets.
Yeah.
Spirit.
Spirit. Let's hear it. Let's go.
But then there was something before that. What were we talking about?
I don't know.
Oh, how I had been.
Oh, yeah. How you been?
Butthole mullets aside, I've been well. So I get a protein bar out in wherever, Georgia.
Was it Georgia? I was thinking about that earlier. I was like, I don't remember if we were in Georgia or if we were in... Because I legitimately don't remember crossing state lines. Like, I don't know what the point was where we crossed from Georgia to South Carolina. No idea.
Oh, no. I remember from Florida to Georgia, but I do not remember going from Georgia to South Carolina.
Well, that's because there's those guys, when we passed over the Florida-Georgia line, and they were just sitting there singing.
Yeah, I saw them.
Yeah.
Yep, didn't think much of them. But we were stopped at a gas station. It was fairly sketchy. I'm not going to lie.
It was, yeah. I mean, we had been to sketchier, but...
We had been to sketchy.
Like that American Inn.
Yeah. Yeah, there was that.
Yeah. But...
So...
It was pretty average as far as gas stations go.
So anyways, I get this protein bar, and years ago, like literally 10, 12 years ago, I delivered medical equipment, and I would stop at this particular gas station because I was on the road a lot, and they had these Frill, we'll just call them Frill, because I guess like freeze, Frill, whatever.
Yeah.
They were like ice cream cups that are frozen, and you pick your flavor, and you peel the top off, and you put it in this little cup, and it sucks the cup up into the machine. You can pick thin, regular, or thick. So I go with thick, and it makes it, and I come out. Now, I got this ice cream as an intimidation tool to your wife because she told me that she could eat more ice cream than I could in one sitting. And I said, there's no way. So I was going to buy it just to say, I'm warming up.
Let's go.
Like I'm going to show you.
And boy, did she backtrack.
As soon as we got in the car, she backtracked. But before we do that, it reminded me of another story. So I get my protein bar and my ice cream, which I had to eat with a spoon because I chose thick. I walk outside to the gas pump, and it's like a guy pulls up to the right side of me at this gas pump. It's just him in the car.
Yeah.
He just pulls up and starts laying on his... Just like I said, it was already kind of sketchy.
I heard that, and I was just like, okay.
And then he starts laying on his phone, just... And I'm right next to him eating my little my cookies and cream ice cream, and I'm like, should I be doing something? Like, is this like a warning? Like... I don't know. Was I at his gas pump?
Yeah.
Is he a local? Like, what is happening?
He's always on pump 4.
Right. And there I am eating my ice cream, like the ultimate offense. Maybe I don't know.
He's lactose intolerant.
Yeah, his dad was killed in an ice cream accident.
He was run over by a cow.
Yeah, so he's got this this vengeance towards anything dairy
products.
He hates dairy products. And he sees it, and he's just like, "Mom, drop that." So, like I said, it was already sketchy. Then this is happening, and every time we've stopped, I'm normally, but you guys have Nora, and it takes you guys a little bit longer to. And there's technically 3 of you, to get your stuff inside and get back out to the car. It's just me. I know what I'm getting. I'm pretty bland and boring. It's pack of peanuts and a protein bar, and that's usually about it.
Yeah.
Or some type of beef jerky. I go in, I get my stuff, and I get out. Well, you guys always lock the car, as you should.
Yeah.
But I'm always out way before you guys. So I get out to the car, I'm outside of the car eating my ice cream off the top of your car because the car is locked. And I'm like, no big deal. So you guys walk out, and I see you. I'm like, okay, cool. I can get back in the car now and not die.
Yeah.
Well, there's a Dunkin' Donuts next door. So you guys walk out, and I'm watching you, and then y'all immediately turn to the right, and my hand is up like, hey, guys, whoa, hey, like, I was motioning my hand like, unlock the door. And you guys just go straight to Dunkin' Donuts. So I'm like, it's going to be another 10 minutes. So I just pick up my food. I go to the back of the car. I set my crap on the trunk, and I just saddle up for, whatever's going to happen next. Eating my ice cream.
And we come out, and we're hanging at the back of the car, and we're eating. And this dude is jamming out like 2 pumps over.
You got to talk about the song you heard in the gas station, your little ditty that you came up with from the chips you were eating.
Oh my God, I forgot about that. What was it? It was So I walk in. First of all, it's fucking winter, damn near spring.
Yeah.
So when I walk in and I see on the Dunkin' Donuts little TV with their little 4.5-inch monitor, and it says all the fall things. First of all, I was like, it's not fall. Second of all the fall things goes through my head.
Right.
So I come out, and I'm sitting there.
What were you eating?
I was eating Tom's dill pickle chips.
A bag of Tom's chips that were dill pickle flavored was in your hand, and you were going to town on them.
I don't remember exactly what I said, but I came out and I was like, I was in my own little world. Like, it was not a performance for you. I was just like, and I went, all the fall things, Tom pickle chips.
Or dill pickle, Tom's chips.
That's it, yeah, dill pickle, Tom's chips.
Well, you said something, and I distinctly remember, this is our relationship now. You were over there saying something to yourself, and I'm like, what did you just say? Because it sounded interesting. You're like, nothing. Or I forgot the way you said it.
I said, I'm just in my own little world.
That's what it was. I said, well, open the door and let me in, brother.
Yeah. So I probably went
and then you sang it for me, and I was wowed. You wooed me. If you had not swept me off my feet already, that did it. You're like, don't worry about it.
Doesn't help that you were standing on my hair.
You're like, I'm in my own world. Don't worry about it. I'm like, well, let me in. And then you did, and we laughed about it for 5 minutes. I'm like, well, I'm glad I kicked in the door.
Well, the other song, we're sitting there and old dude's over there bebopping in his vehicle. I mean, he's getting it. First, it was like this R&B, like it was real smooth.
Cool. Yeah.
And I swear, I could not find the song, but I swear, this song kicked in and it hit this kind of like a little bit of a beat, and he just goes. The dude's singing it. Whoever made this song, it was like like a hit beat, and he goes, dick. I looked over at the fucking car, and I was like, I looked back at you and I go, did you say dick? And so you were like, I don't know, I wasn't listening, but it was funny. And so we're sitting there, and I'm eating my dill pickle chips. And it hits like a chorus, I guess, or something. And he says something about, like I distinctly hear something about a dick again.
Your eyes get real big, and you go, I told you.
Well, I flinched because I couldn't believe
you
it.
did flinch.
Well, it's because I almost choked. I was in the middle of swallowing, and all of a sudden
you got hit by something.
I was in the middle of swallowing my chip, and all of a sudden, blah, 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 dick.
And you go,
because I almost choked. Because I stopped swallowing. I was like, like everything just shut down. Nothing worked because my brain was just stuck on dick. I told you.
You startled me because you jumped. You hear that and you go, look, and I'm like, what?
I told you, Dick. I told you a song. And I can't, if anybody of you are listening or watching, if you can help me find this song, I need to know. I swear
we're not giving him much to go on.
I know, but I swear that song opened up. It was like 2 seconds of like a hip hop beat, and he was just Dick. I feel like that has to be like how many songs? Come on, how many songs start off Dick?
Yeah. Oh no! So I was laughing just now at that whole story, and me being startled by you being startled, and then I remembered when we walked in the door last night. So we're unloading the car, and I see you. So Trey's house has giant windows in the front part of his
You
house.
make it sound really fancy, but it's
Well, it's not fancy. It's
Yeah, I
a
know,
cool
but-
layout. So I see him walking, like so.
on my steps. Yeah.
Well, I see you walking, and then so I anticipate you turning to walk up the steps, and I go to. I go to kind of open the door for you.
Yeah.
As soon as you are in my vision, you have this burp.
But it was louder than that.
Oh, it was impossibly loud. I don't know that you could create it if you tried. You belched. And keep in mind, this is like midnight. We all just got out of a car.
Yeah.
Been in a car for a long time. So we're all kind of groggy, a little
Yeah.
drowsy. And you bust open through this door. You kind of walk through the door with authority, too.
Yeah.
You, like, walk through the door, and you just, like, this huge burp.
You got Fusro Dud.
Yeah. It was a Skyrim, it was a Dragonborn shout.
Yeah.
So you just, and it startled the crap out of me. I was like, oh.
Well, I wasn't expecting you to jump, so I was like, "Did you not see me?" Because I was like, "You were opening the door, like you were opening it for me."
Like, I saw you a mile away. But I was expecting for you to, like, walk through this door and just, and burp, and me almost fall over. I was like, oh, God. Oh, man. That had to have been, like, what, 7 minutes of nonstop laughter?
Ish.
I feel like I just got through running a mile.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm all right. That was so funny. That trip was full of
Worth it.
so many
It was
laughs.
so worth it.
I didn't even tell y'all good night last night. Like, I came in here.
Yeah. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go use the bathroom and then change or whatever.
Yeah.
And like I came back out and I had left something in our office, and the door was shut, and I was like, I just assumed you might have been in the kitchen or something. And I looked and I was like, oh, okay, he went to bed. Like, I didn't care. Like, I just know. I was like, okay, he was done.
Well, I came in here to change.
Yeah.
Well, I sat down over there, and I was gonna change, and I just kind of leaned back, like, oh,
Yeah.
just happy to be out of the car.
Yep.
And I got on my phone, and like before I knew it, my eyes were closing, and I'm like, I think I'm gonna go. And then I woke up this morning.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, and I slept. I woke up at like 7.
Yeah.
And then went back to sleep. I mean, we had lost a good bit of sleep
Oh yeah.
over the past 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
So I
And
slept.
Morgan was content to just drive all the way through the night. Sunday.
I stopped offering after like 4 attempts.
Oh no, she loves driving.
Right. So I was like, all right, well if you're good, then
Like,
I'm good.
We were coming back. I guess it was Sunday, and it was like, okay, we're gonna get there at around 3 a.m. We'll get home.
That's what the GPS said. Yeah.
Well,
That was before the farmer's market.
that was before all kinds of stuff, and all of a sudden we look, and it's like, you're gonna be home at 5 o'clock in the morning. We're like, okay, well we lost 2 hours. You're gonna be home at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay, 9 o'clock in the morning. We're like, God. And Morgan's like, I'll drive it. I don't care. I'll drive it.
Yeah.
Give me some Dunkin'. I'll drive it.
Yeah.
Dunkin'.
Give me some Dunkin'.
That was another one too. The dump truck.
Shout out to Lola from Big Mouth. Gosh, that voice. We just we killed that.
Where you hit another curb.
Man, that was so good.
That made my teeth rattle
What?
when she hit that curb.
Which one?
The big one after Five Below.
Okay, yeah.
She's like, oh, you've never been in Five Below? No, I haven't been in Five Below.
What did you think it was?
Skiing.
Ski gear.
Yeah. Five Below?
Makes sense.
The only thing that makes sense is winter gear.
Right.
Right?
And I know there's one around here, and I'd seen it, and I don't know how I knew. It was something like a TJ Maxx, something like a Ross.
Yeah.
But it was a little more, I don't know, it was a little cooler than Ross. And
I bet it was Five Below. Bye. We come back.
Okay. Anyways, the story with that little shopping experience.
Yeah.
We're walking in the store, and it's normally me that forgets my mask.
Yeah.
And I normally have to turn around and go back and get it.
You need to start with what happened in the parking lot.
With the weed smoke?
Yeah. You
my
opened that door, and it was just dank.
Yeah. Morgan said something about weed, and I'm like, I didn't know what she was saying or what she was talking about. I went to open my door and went, whoa, we're in a big parking lot.
It's massive.
Massive. And I opened the door and immediately smell weed. And I'm like, whoa. And there's this dude, like two like parking lines, whatever, like rows of cars over.
Yeah. He was he's probably about 15 feet away.
50, okay, sure. Yeah. And he look over, Morgan goes, I bet it's that guy. And he was in between like a tree and a car, and he's just like staring at us like, y'all don't see nothing.
Yeah.
Like,
she goes, I can tell by the way he's holding his cigarette.
Like, and he's the only one out here.
Yeah.
With smoke coming from his hand. Like, yeah, it's probably him.
Yeah.
So, we walk in. You stayed in the car with Nora.
Yeah. And
I had my mask, and Morgan was about to walk in, and she was like, I don't have mine. She was like, I'll just stay 6 feet apart from everybody. Yeah. I'll be careful. Because it was a giant parking lot.
Yeah.
So we get in there and shop, whatever. I'm sure the workers see her.
Yeah.
Nobody says a word to her. Nope. And from what I've seen on TikTok recently, there is a meme about Floridians in general not caring about masks.
I can believe it. It seemed like it while we were down there.
Well, especially in Key West.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Definitely in Key West. People do not care.
Nope.
So we walk in the store. I've got my mask on. I get a magnet. I get a couple magnets. I'm gonna go get it after I get through talking about it.
I need to find mine. Mine is in the car somewhere.
Don't you tell? Look, I bought this man a magnet.
I know, and I'm so sad because I can't find it. I lost my shorts too.
You lost your shorts?
Yes.
Well, I lost my Super Mario socks that I bought from Target.
There's no way all that ended up in the trash.
I hope not.
There's no way.
I don't know. We'll see. But we got through shopping. And I go through all they had was self-checkouts.
Yeah.
And it was just one person assisting the people at the self-checkouts in case they needed help. And this couple that was right before me, this never got talked about, had dropped an entire strawberry drink, and that strawberry drink exploded everywhere.
I didn't know that.
The bag that I went to put my magnets in was covered in strawberry juice. Ugh. So I just discard that. It's not really a fun part of the story. I just thought I'd throw that in there. Anyways, I'm at so the attendant is helping them with their strawberry mishap, and I bag my magnets up, and I walk to the door, and I wait on Morgan because she wanted somebody to walk in with her.
Yeah.
So I'm standing there by the front door and chilling out. Well, she goes to check out, and the attendant, after cleaning up the strawberry explosion, I hear Morgan and her start to talk about masks.
Okay.
And she's like, no, sorry, you can't, whatever. It's a self-checkout.
Yeah.
She doesn't physically have to touch Morgan's items. Yeah. And she goes, I can get you a mask. And Morgan's like, oh, okay. And I'm thinking they have disposable masks.
As most places do.
Most places, yeah. So she walks over and gets a mask off of the hook. Now, keep in mind, for those of you listening and watching, Morgan is done shopping.
Yeah.
She is mere feet away from the door at these self-checkout registers where she doesn't have to talk to anybody or get close to anybody. The girl who is working goes and gets her a mask, and goes to hand it to Morgan, that she wanted Morgan. Now think about this. Let's walk through this field of stupid. I'm not going to let you buy your stuff and come through this checkout line to get to the door.
Yeah.
She has to walk past these registers to get to the door.
Uh-huh.
The girl said, you cannot buy your stuff, basically, unless you scan this mask,
Buy it,
put it on, so that you can walk out of the flipping door.
Yeah.
If Morgan had just walked out of the door, she would have had to do the same thing as if she had bought the mask or not.
Yeah.
That's it. But the girl wanted her to buy a mask. Now I get it. This person was probably just having to follow some kind of protocol.
Yeah.
But oh my God. So Morgan goes, well, if I gotta buy it, I'm not. Whatever.
I want it. Yeah.
So I've already got my stuff. I've got my bag. I've got my mask on, and I thought, I'm done here.
Yeah.
So I took my mask off. I balled it up, and I said, "Hey, Morgan." She looked at me. I went, "Catch." She got it. Put the mask on. Handed the girl that mask back, and bought her stuff. And then she walked. And then she walked out. But the idea of the logistics of that.
Yeah.
Now that I think of it.
All right.
That was out of nowhere.
It was.
All right, let's do it.
And that is the Curtis segment. It's my turn.
It is.
Yes.
I
I think you're screwing it wrong.
I'm gonna
I guess there's no wrong way.
Yeah. Depends on
Take
who
his
you-
hat off.
Take his hat off.
What just happened? Did they come out the top?
Curtis just climaxed.
Did they come out of his mouth?
They came out of his head. Yes.
Wait, no, it went down?
You just made him explode. Hey, okay, now they're coming out of the bottom of the globe.
What?
You're getting overzealous here.
Well, let me... oh, God, I'm stuck. All right. I got a red one.
Good. You deserve a red one. All right, we're gonna.
Oh, was I picking this up?
Yes, this was coming.
Oh, I was like, how are they coming out of here?
No, it came out of the top.
Sorry.
Good Lord. Sorry, Curtis.
Speaking of sorry.
What?
That pitch on the elevator at the hotel. Oh my!
Oh,
you want to talk about mad?
Don't get him started. Okay, we'll talk about that after you open.
That's gonna be a whole thing on its own.
Okay. All right. So this is gonna be a challenge. Sorry, Curtis.
Yoga pose.
Let me see.
Yoga pose.
Just yoga pose.
Just yoga pose. Pick one.
Oh, okay. How are we gonna do this? Like right here? Are you gonna get up on the table,
I didn't
big dog?
think about it. I didn't think this through. I just wrote it down.
All right. Let me look up. Let me look up yoga poses.
Did one bust? Oh, I'm about to bust. Whoa.
All right. So we have to get a yoga pose for you.
Yep.
All right. Let me Google that.
We can put that back in there. We can do more yoga poses. So, in case anybody that's listening hasn't picked up yet or watching, red is your challenges. It's to do something. And it can be... I've got a wide variety of things in there, I think. So, yoga pose. You're going to have to bear with me, too. I'm telling you, man, I'm not very flexible. Mostly because I don't do yoga.
So there is a yoga pose poster on Amazon. We could just...
we just slap it up.
Yeah, slap it up. Slap it up, Big Daddy.
Big Daddy.
Humble warrior.
Humble warrior. You're gonna end up picking some weird advanced pose, and those that actually practice yoga are gonna be like, "Oh no."
I think I want... Well, however, I don't know how you're gonna do it.
I mean, I can just stand up and do a pose.
Yeah, I guess, but...
Oh no, I hope I don't fall.
Okay.
We've got a potential, just talking while you're looking for a pose. Morgan has decided that she is now on our podcast. we were driving, and she goes, I think I should be on the podcast.
I found one.
Okay.
I don't think anybody on planet Earth is actually capable of this other than this person.
Oh, no.
I'm not going to... There's no way you can do it. I just found one that
What's it called? Does it not have a name?
Yeah, but it sounds like something you'd order at a Thai restaurant.
Okay.
Carne
asada?
pita sana.
Carne pita asada. Pita asada?
Carne pita sana. Need a ear pose.
Huh? What?
Right? Okay, let me show the people at home watching. I don't even know how this is capable or possible. I mean,
her head is tucked in between her. Well, it could be a man. I'm not going to assume. It's tucked in between their knees. Like, I don't know how you.
The description. This one can look a bit creepy. I would say
it looks a bit complicated.
Okay, so not that one.
They're like, this beginner pose. What?
Yeah. 51 best funny yoga poses.
Do like a downward dog. Transition into the bionic seahorse.
There's a meme of Marge Simpson taking yoga lessons, and she's doing downward dog, and she goes, "What position is this?" And the instructor says, "The American taxpayer." Oh, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Keep calming, and then it cuts to a picture of this girl eating a sandwich, and it says, nom 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 nom. This is so... I'm sorry, this is funny. I'm getting caught up with...
You're good.
Okay, let me just go to images.
Just make sure you share with the class.
I will.
Are we gonna judge, or I guess try and like rule on how well I pull it off? You gonna grade me?
I think so. I think I am.
I'm gonna have to make sure, unlike our TikTok, my ass doesn't hang out. Help me, step bro.
You were letting everybody in a little...
You're like, I think your ass is hanging out there a little bit. It does that.
Tends to do that.
He's got a mind of his own.
At least we didn't see your mullet.
Leave Brittany alone.
Leave Brittany alone. Oh, man.
Sorry.
That's okay. It just hit my crotch. Okay. So
how about you pick it, you say the name, because I guarantee I'm not going to know what it is, and then show the camera?
And then you just do what you think that it's called.
Yes!
That's a segment on something.
Yes, let's do that. So yeah, and we'll try and see how well I can nail it.
Okay.
I like that a lot better.
Okay, yeah. Dude, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me find the names of the yoga poses.
See, we're still putting on the... I mean, I'm the one that wrote everything, put it in there, so you have no idea what's going to come up. So we're going to have to work through it together on air. That's a much better idea.
Yeah.
Like, I know downward facing dog.
Yeah.
But I honestly, like, I know the name, but I don't really know what it looks like. But when you were like, the American taxpayer, I have a pretty good idea now.
Yeah, that one's pretty...
Yeah.
If I could find ones that were named that way.
Yeah.
Just that. Okay. I don't know. We'll go with something that could leave you... like it can be left up for interpretation.
Yeah, give me room to play with.
All right. Warrior number 3.
Warrior number 3.
Yes. So let me... show.
All right, I'm going to close my eyes. Just you check, make sure they can actually see it on the camera. They should be able to.
All right. I mean, it's not crazy. Warrior number 3.
It's not crazy. Okay, that helps. Am I good?
I could be lying.
You could be lying. Or you could be a giraffe or a sheep.
I almost fell. All right, so
I don't know. Like, I guess I could stand over here a little bit. Oh, no. I don't know if they can see this trashy roof. Oh, there's balls all over here.
yeah, it's from Curtis when you made him go everywhere. All right, so
For those of you listening, bear with us for just a moment. And I guess what we can do too is we can take this and cut the segment and actually post it on social.
okay, yeah,
No way they can see it.
I like it. So maybe go over there where like there's just a vacuum hanging.
Yeah.
And then we can do. I'll get you over there.
So it's Enchanted Warrior number 3?
Just Enchanted Warrior. It's just Warrior.
Oh.
If you want to be an Enchanted Warrior, by all means. All right.
Alright, I gotta think warrior. I'm trying to think like warrior and then like, but it's yoga. Like it's not gonna translate completely.
And it's number 3.
And it's number 3.
Yeah.
Could be something like this. Gotta have his hands together, I think. With like a, what if it's like a weird like kick? Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like something like that. Is that it?
Okay. So we see this.
Uh-huh.
All right. Now let's come back and we'll review.
That's my guess. That's my best guess.
Okay.
I'm so excited to see what this is.
I'm actually a little impressed. Okay. Help. Let's see what.
That's a, you probably want to turn it just a little bit towards me. Probably not that much. About right there. That could, that'll work.
Okay. Well, I'm not in it at all. Okay. Oh. Is it that funny that you can't see me?
Mostly because I knew you were going to be seen.
You're like, yeah, that's good.
That's right there.
That's
That's what the audience wants.
Yeah, not to see me at all. Okay. So
it's just Warrior number 3.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Enchanted Warrior number 3 is probably better.
So you remember how you posed?
Yeah. Whoa! Hey!
Almost nailed it. Exactly.
What?
Right.
That was pretty. Wow.
That's
okay.
why I said I didn't want to sell how accurate it was until you
Yeah.
saw it. Like I was kind of amazed that you did that well.
It was just a. Well, I was like yoga. Like it's got to be something that's almost warrior like, that, but still doesn't make any fucking sense. Like,
Yeah. It just doesn't make any sense.
yeah.
That was pretty good.
If I'd have just stretched my arms out.
Exactly.
And it's all about. I know it's all about balance. So I was like, I got to be on one leg. Like I've got to be on one leg and somehow center myself.
Right. So I'm gonna plug my phone in because it's dead. I might need it for our content creator to give people information.
Oh, yeah.
So entertain, dance, monkey.
We could just have like, that's what we could do. Anytime you like walk away, or anytime one of us walks away, we could just hit a dancing monkey segment.
There you go.
I don't know what that would entail, but we could just have like a little, I don't know, we could play a little something. Like a little clip. Let's see. I was gonna say, I could probably pull it up on my phone.
Yeah.
Because I have juice.
I'd say we go ahead and we talk about our featured content creator.
Okay. You said Twitter, right?
Yes, you can. Yesh.
Yes, on Twitter.
Yes, he's on Twitter.
Okay, what is it?
MikeyPerk.
Is that with a K-E-Y? K?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Perk, P-E-R-C? P-E-R-K?
P-E-R-K.
Okay, I was like Percocet or like... Is that him?
That's him. That's our guy.
So you talk a little bit. I'm gonna chime in as well, and I'm gonna show the fine folks at home watching on the old YouTube.
Okay, so this individual who I follow on Twitter, he's actually got quite a lot of followers on Twitter and Twitch. He embodied. Like, I relate to this guy a lot because he is a dad and he also streams, and he's a good example of. From what I gather from his social media presence, how to balance both. and he's very motivational when it comes to what he tweets out and things like that. So, with and like I said before, I'll just let you check out his streams, and that is his Twitch. If you can go up just a little bit.
Boy, I can't get this to... I'm so bad at this.
So twitch.tv/MikeyPerk, MikeyPerk. And just, his setup's super professional, and, his following it just keeps growing. I've kept up with him.
He's had for a number of years, right?
I don't want to exaggerate, so I'm just going to be safe and say a little over a year.
Oh, okay.
But he's always popping up on my feed, and just overall, if you want a Twitch streamer to check out and be entertained, and follow somebody who is just, from what I can see, has a great heart.
Yeah.
And really cares about the people that are watching him, and really gives back, because he puts out, like I said, just his social media by itself, his Twitter by itself, and he's also on TikTok.
Nice.
Which we'll read that off. And
let's see.
It just
looks like all his YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, Insta, they're all at MikeyPerk.
Good for him.
So he's branded.
And I know that his name, there's a meaning behind his name. There's a whole story behind it.
Yeah.
And I'll let you guys check out the social media. I'm sure if you dig around long enough and watch his streams, that you'll figure out what that meaning is, or what goes into his name. But I wanted to, for the content creator of the week, I wanted to put a little spotlight on old Mikey. And
I believe he is our first streamer
that we featured.
So keep it up with the variety theme here, I think. I like that. I like the idea of just whoever creates,
right. And he had a video when I was just on his Twitter.
Yeah.
He had a video. It said, if there's a video that sums me up, and it looked like he was in the middle of a stream, or just getting started, and looked like maybe his daughter was having a hard time with something.
Yeah.
And he just tells his stream, hey guys, hang on for a minute. And, tells his daughter to come here, and gives her a hug. And
that's awesome.
We're both dads of daughters.
Yep.
Dads of girls. And we both have daughters. Yeah. And, seeing that, I'm like, man, that's my dude right there. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah, so that another reason why I encourage everybody to check him out, give him a follow on Twitch, and support his stream if you can, because he's a dad, he's a parent, just like a lot of us are, and streaming is what he's passionate about. So check him out.
Good stuff, man.
Yeah,
good choice.
absolutely.
I'm glad you brought that up. Like, I'm glad you. We like to try and. Like, we're sitting here and we try to decide, because there's so many different creators that you could choose from.
Yeah.
And we want to start moving into, like, say, live guests and things like that down the road. We're just working out the logistics and scheduling there.
Right.
But we're trying to feature as many people as we can. And I'm glad you came forward with Mikey. Like, we haven't featured a streamer. It just, I don't know. I like the idea of it. So
yeah, absolutely, you got it. He's our first streamer that we featured, and there's a lot of streamers that we could have featured that I personally know, that you personally know. But I wanted to start out with Mikey because, like I said, if you go through his Twitter, you'll see a lot of he asks good questions. He's just got an entertaining Twitter. Like me, for example, when I'm on Twitter, most of the time I like to post a joke when I'm about to go live, which I haven't went live in a long time. Or something to go along with it, but he asks sometimes deep questions that make you start thinking and jog your brain on different topics, and it's just a quality content creator.
Yeah,
so
that's a good way to
and that's the biggest reason I wanted to feature him. And like I said, I might have commented a time or two on some of his stuff, but there's no way he knows me. But wanted to highlight him. Just because he's somebody I admire.
Nice. Well, that's MikeyPerk on Twitter, Insta, YouTube, Twitch, wherever you can find him.
Yep, and TikTok apparently.
And TikTok.
So, yep, there we go.
Good stuff, man. I think that we're sitting at about almost an hour and a half, so I think that's about time to wind down and wrap things up.
I think so.
I was thinking for the Curtis segment, like the the video. You know, we like to do the little videos. I don't know, I could see like his little hat just popping off.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like his hat popping off.
Yeah. Maybe gumballs go everywhere.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Little explosion.
We'll see. We'll see.
Good stuff. Well, this has been fun.
Yeah.
And there's definitely more to come from our insane
adventure
down to
the Keys.
The Keiths.
The Keiths. On down to the Keiths.
On down to the Keiths. So, yeah. That's going to do it for this episode. Until next time, we've been the Scottish Hush Puppy. I got some food to go eat.
And until next time, my ghastly gang, stay spooky.